There is a quiet trap that most people fall into long before they realize it exists. It begins with a simple desire. The desire to be liked, to be accepted, to be understood. At first, this desire appears harmless. After all, humans are social creatures. But what begins as a desire can slowly transform into dependence, and dependence is where power begins to fade. The moment you start adjusting your words to avoid disapproval, the moment you reshape your decisions to gain acceptance, the moment you hesitate because someone might judge you, you have already surrendered control, not to an enemy, but to the invisible expectations of others. And invisible expectations are the most dangerous chains, because you rarely notice them tightening. The individual who seeks approval is no longer acting freely. They are negotiating every step of their existence, trying to maintain a fragile image in the minds of others. But power cannot grow inside negotiation. Power grows inside certainty. To understand the trap, you must first understand its origin. Human beings evolved in small tribes. Acceptance meant survival. Rejection meant danger. So the mind developed powerful instincts to avoid disapproval. We became sensitive to criticism, alert to judgment, eager to maintain harmony. But the modern world is no longer a small tribe, yet the same instincts remain active. You still feel discomfort when someone disagrees with you. You still feel pressure to fit into expectations. And many people spend their entire lives obeying these invisible pressures. They choose careers to impress others. They hide opinions to avoid conflict. They suppress parts of themselves to remain acceptable. And slowly, without realizing it, they lose their individuality. Because the more you chase approval, the further you move away from your authentic self. Here is the strange paradox. The more someone seeks approval, the less respect they receive. Why? Because approval-seeking behavior reveals uncertainty. When you constantly explain yourself, it signals doubt. When you constantly apologize, it signals insecurity. When you constantly adapt your behavior to please everyone, it signals weakness. People may appear polite in response, but internally, they sense the imbalance. Respect rarely grows towards someone who desperately wants to be liked. But when someone stands calmly by their beliefs, even if those beliefs are unpopular, something changes. Others may disagree, but they begin to recognize strength, and strength commands attention. There is a fundamental shift that separates powerful individuals from those easily controlled. They stop outsourcing validation. Instead of asking, "Do they approve of me?" they ask, "Do I approve of myself?" This internal standard changes everything. Decisions become clearer, boundaries become stronger. You no longer bend yourself to match every expectation, because your compass no longer points toward approval. It points toward integrity. And integrity creates a different kind of confidence. Not loud, not arrogant, but deeply stable. The kind of confidence that does not fluctuate with every opinion around you. Something interesting happens when you stop seeking approval. You begin disappointing people. At first, this feels uncomfortable. You say no when others expect yes. You express opinions that challenge assumptions. You walk away from situations others would tolerate, and some people will not like it. But that discomfort is actually a sign of growth, because you are no longer negotiating your identity. You are defining it, and those who truly respect you will adapt. Those who only valued your compliance will disappear. Either outcome brings clarity. Approval seeking often hides a deeper issue: emotional dependence. When your mood rises and falls based on other people's opinions, you become easy to influence. Praise controls you. Criticism controls you. Acceptance controls you. Rejection controls you. But emotional independence breaks this pattern. You still listen to feedback. You still consider advice. But your sense of worth no longer fluctuates with every external reaction. This stability creates freedom. Freedom to think clearly. Freedom to act decisively. Freedom to stand alone if necessary. Part 7. Silence. Instead of justification, approval seeking often reveals itself through excessive explanation. Someone questions your decision, and you immediately begin defending it, explaining every detail, trying to prove your reasoning, trying to gain their agreement. But powerful individuals understand something different. Not every decision requires justification. Sometimes silence is enough. Sometimes simply saying, "This is my choice," is enough, because authority often speaks with fewer words. History is full of individuals who faced criticism before they were understood. Innovators, leaders, artists, thinkers. None of them could have succeeded if they required universal approval. Progress rarely emerges from conformity. It emerges from individuals willing to follow their convictions despite resistance. This does not mean ignoring all criticism. Wisdom still requires reflection, but reflection is different from submission. You can consider opinions without surrendering direction. Part 9. The calm confidence of the independent mind. Once approval loses its grip on you, something remarkable appears. Calm. You stop feeling the constant pressure to perform for others. You stop worrying about every judgment. You stop chasing every opportunity to impress. Instead, you move quietly, with intention. Your words become fewer. Your actions become more deliberate. And this calm independence often attracts respect naturally, because people sense authenticity. They sense stability. They sense someone who cannot easily be pushed. In the end, power begins with a simple realization. You will never satisfy everyone, no matter how carefully you speak, no matter how politely you behave, no matter how much you sacrifice your own preferences. Someone will still disagree. Someone will still judge. Someone will still misunderstand. So the question becomes simple. If disapproval is inevitable, why surrender your power trying to avoid it? The moment you stop chasing approval, you reclaim something far more valuable: your autonomy, your clarity, your authority. And the strange irony is this: when you no longer need approval, you often receive more respect than you ever did before. Because the world recognizes something rare: a person who stands on their own foundation, unafraid of disagreement, unafraid of judgment, unafraid of walking their own path. And that quiet independence is one of the most powerful forces a human being can possess.